Now on CoastTV News.
One of these music festivals will not be coming back next year. The reason, according to the town of Ocean City.
Dewey milling and paving underway. Over 20 streets in the town set to be redone. How neighbors feel about the work.
A popular tree at the site of a proposed Royal Farms in Milton could come down. Why it's causing mixed emotions.
The cold is kicking in, and we'll talk about how frosty you'll feel in the morning time.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
No one will be waiting in line for Boardwalk Rock next year. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. We begin tonight with Boardwalk Rock, the music festival in Ocean City, which is taking a year off.
The town called the first version of this music festival in May a big success. But according to Ocean City, the festival can't find enough headliners, and so it's pushing the pause button for next year. Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zappe is live in Ocean City. Kevin, businesses you spoke with say they'll miss the boost to their bottom line and the fun.
Maddie, we are here at the Ocean City Inlet where just months ago there was a large stage right behind me, as well as thousands of music lovers enjoying some rock and roll. And businesses were enjoying the foot traffic on the boardwalk. But now that the music festival will not be coming back next year, some are left wondering what 2026 will look like. The first ever Boardwalk Rock music festival in Ocean City was considered a success, according to the town. Thousands of people walked through the gates, rocked out, and spent a lot of money at local shops and hotels. But for 2026, the music stops. Fans will have to put their air guitars away because Boardwalk Rock won't be returning next year. Aaron Soriano, manager of Fisher's Popcorn on the boardwalk, says businesses will feel the hit.
It was a phenomenal event for us this year, so it's going to be greatly missed next year.
With big crowds and positive feedback, you might be asking why the music stopped. Ocean City's Tourism and Business Development Director Tom Perlazzo says they had to pull the plug at least for next year.
We had a headliner drop out, 2 of them. We couldn't find, replacements. So, we're basically, again, looking at the product, exceeding expectations for consumers that come here and enjoy that kind of music.
Perlazzo says local hotels were disappointed to hear the news, but adds that Ocean's Calling and Country Calling are still locked in for next year. And the good news for music fans is that Ocean City views this as a one-time blip, and they say the concert will make a triumphant return.
We'll be well ahead of things. That's the beauty about it. Most of these entertainers get booked out 18 months to 24 months. We'll have that same opportunity to do that now.
We'll miss Boardwalk Rock next year, and then we're really hoping that it does come back in 27 like they're saying.
Although next year may be a little quieter, expect the volume to be cranked back up to 11 in 2027. According to Perlazzo, the town's looking for another event to take over where Boardwalk Rock was going to be in May. I'm Kevin Zappe, live in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
Thank you. And Ocean City has some new changes to Winter Festive Lights. That's November 20th through December 31st. Every Friday and Saturday night, the park will light up for fire and ice nights. And brand new this year, there are horse-drawn carriage rides through the lights at Northside Park.
This brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what kind of event should OC add?
I'm curious about the results on this one. Let's take a look. 58% say food festivals, 16% say ice sculpting, 16% say more concerts, and 10% say pet events. I'm going with food festivals, but what would you go with?
I do want to note that right now it's about 5 o'clock and
we're
coming in on dinner time.
That's right.
I think food festivals has the advantage for me. You can go vote at coasttv.com or use our mobile app, and don't forget you can leave us a comment as well. Crews started working at 6 a.m. this morning in Dewey Beach, the town undergoing a paving project that will redo 23 streets. Coast TV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is live in Dewey Beach. Brandon, work started in the northern part of town.
Charlie, the first day of work just ended minutes ago at 5. Starting here in the residential district towards the most northern part of town, like you mentioned, and they will work in shifts to the most southern point of town. But before any paving can actually take place, milling has to happen first. Now here on Chesapeake Street, this was the first shift this morning that this is completely milled. Now, milled is the top layer of asphalt. The old layer is completely picked up, leaving a clean and even surface for fresh pavement to come in. We're going to show you some signs that are up on streets that are getting paved and milled on. We spoke to people. One said they're worried about possibly being trapped in their driveway because of this project. Another says Dewey needs this work.
I think it's a good idea if they're going to cover over the gravel that you can see here.
The main question everybody has on the street is, are we going to be able to, are we be stuck in our driveway?
This is important to note. You can drive on milled streets, freshly milled streets, but not on freshly paved streets. DelDOT says they expect this project to completely be finished by the end of December, with weather permitting. Live in Dewey Beach, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
This giant southern pecan tree is in danger of being chopped down. The tree is rare in Delaware, and in Milton this one's the tallest. But the land it sits on is planned to become a Royal Farms. Developers want to add a new location at Route 5 and Union Street, putting this tree at the root of debate between locals.
At 120 years, it's been here longer than anybody else in Milton. I don't know of any people that have been here 120 years. So it's in the historic district, and I think it's worth saving.
Well, I guess if they took it down, I'm okay with it, but Milton residents, I don't think that the town people, I'm not sure they're going to be real happy about that.
Milton isn't the only place in Delaware with one of these southern pecan trees, but according to DenRec, this is the tallest one of its kind in the state.
Now let's take a live look into Ocean City. A beautiful sunset evening there as we look at the ocean right there along the coast. But we need to check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams, because, Paul, we've got weather to pay attention to.
Well, the thing about it, those same clear skies is going to actually open the door for the frost to possibly sneak on in all subtle like for tomorrow morning. We're in Lewis right now, holding at 54 degrees under that perfect skyline in which Charlie just referred to a few moments ago. Notice how we fall rapidly into the 40s as early as 9 o'clock into the mid 40s, and we're going to take a nosedive and touch into the 30s, believe it or not. But the winds have been very gusty throughout the day. We had a 40-mile-per-hour wind gust that we recorded in Salisbury, but even more impressive wind gusts, take a look at some of this. We had in Dewey Beach a 53-mile-per-hour wind gust recorded there, 40 in Georgetown, Lewis 47, 37 in Berlin, and Ocean City 36. Now, coming up, we're going to start talking about a chance of temperatures to really make a nosedive in a major way. But as of right now, take a look at where we stand. We're looking at frosty conditions to the point where we have a frost advisory that's active for us until Friday morning. Now, we also still have active winds as far as the craft advisory is concerned for later on tonight. And it's probably going to expire by 6 o'clock. So the winds aren't going to be the primary concern. We are going to be focusing on that cold because the frost advisory is active for St. Martin, Berlin, Gray's Corner, as well as those folk living along Ballpark Road near 376.
Paul, thank you. The FAA is cutting the number of flights in high traffic parts of the country as the government shutdown grinds on and local airports report staffing shortages.
NBC's Ryan Nobles reports this comes as President Trump presses Republican senators to abolish the filibuster and reopen the government without the help of Democrats.
Day 37 of the government shutdown, and the pain now reaching the nation's airports. The FAA ordering airlines to reduce the number of flights by 10% at 40 of the country's busiest airports starting Friday. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says with air traffic controllers not getting a paycheck and many not showing up to work, the Trump administration is prioritizing safety, even if it means chaos for flyers.
My mission number one is to keep people safe. That's one. Number two is gridlock with the traveling public.
The impact this will have will be immense. And all of it because Democrats cannot bring themselves to accept a clean, nonpartisan funding resolution.
With health care premiums set to jump next year for people on Obamacare, Democrats say they won't vote to reopen the government until a deal is in place to expand expiring subsidies. Some fear Republicans are playing politics with the flight cuts.
And the reason is they are trying to inflict maximum pain to magnify the political pressure. It's a strategy, and the American people are seeing through it.
As the cancellations and delays start to mount, travelers are losing patience.
I wish they would figure it out and get it fixed. I think these guys need to wrap it up and come to some conclusion, both in the Senate and the House, to open things back up.
All this before the busiest air travel period of the year.
And as we come into Thanksgiving, if we're still in the shutdown posture, it's going to be rough out there.
President Trump continues to urge Republicans to eliminate the filibuster so that they can vote to open the government without Democratic support. Republican leaders, though, have been resistant to do so, warning about what Democrats could do without the filibuster if they ever gain control of the Senate. Ryan Nobles, NBC News, Washington.
The Milton Police Department, the town's Police Accountability Committee, moves forward as they are meeting right now.
And temperatures are tanking into the 30s. We are bracing for a very frosty start to Friday.
But first, Wycliffe Gordon playing the trombone while teaching students different lessons. Up next.
Sometimes a single lesson can strike just the right chord when it comes from somebody who's lived the music. Students from Cape Henlopen and Dover High School got that opportunity with a renowned jazz trombonist who's been playing for 35 years. In this week's Coastal Connections, Nicole Richter shows us how one jazz player took that big-time jazz sound and brought it to a couple of kids.
The sound of jazz. Smooth, loud, and full of soul filled the theater at Fred Thomas Middle School. When Wycliffe Gordon plays, every note tells a story that echoes through generations of jazz.
The success of music comes with everybody doing their part. I think it's a great mantra for how we can live.
The world-renowned trombonist spent the day sharing more than techniques. He shared a piece of his passion with the next generation of musicians.
Being here to share my experience with the kids is great to get a chance to work with them, because it somewhat reminds me of when I was young.
For the students, like Riley Choma, a senior at the Cape Henlopen High School, the clinic was a rare chance to learn directly from a professional.
Him being here in front of me and giving me, not me individually, but me advice on how to improve my playing. It was just, I just feel very privileged, and I had a great time. I learned a lot.
As the final notes rang out, Gordon left the students with one last message.
Regardless of their playing ability or their level of playing, it starts here, but it doesn't stop here. It has to go out into the world.
The session gave students a chance to jam, ask questions, and experience jazz in a way they'll never forget, a lesson in music and in life. For Coastal Connections, I'm Nicole Richter.
So today we had to deal with the winds. Tomorrow morning we deal with the chill, the frosty kind of chill, officially all over the place. So we're all under the advisory for tonight, like one big family under one big happy tent. Well, a frosty tent at that. But the skyline is absolutely gorgeous for right now in Milford. We're holding at 51 degrees. Everybody's in their 50s, if not, a little bit warmer than that. 43 by 9 o'clock under mostly clear skies. And the winds are backing off, dying down. That sets the stage perfectly for an opportunity for a bit of frost that goes along with the dropping temperatures. But right now, we're at 55, Redden, 54, currently, not only in Seaford, but also 54 degrees right now in Georgetown. Here's why I say everybody's under the same wonderful frosty tent. Frost advisory in effect for all of Sussex, Jefferson Crossroad to Broad Hill. Now, the only place that's not included is actually just where you have the beaches are located. But for them, for right now, at least till about 6 o'clock this evening, for Thursday evening, we have a small craft advisory watching out for 25-mile-per-hour winds and a special statement for Lewis, Rehoboth Beach, Indian Beach, and along Highway 1. A bit of a fire hazard, or the danger of it being so dry, because the winds have been whipping around all day long. It really dried the land a whole lot. That expires tonight as well. Frost advisory also included for us throughout Dorchester, all the way over towards Blackwater as well as Easton, and then another small craft advisory staying in effect at least until Saturday for us throughout the Chesapeake Bay area. But overall, high pressure and control of our weather, keeping it sunny, keeping it gorgeous that we're enjoying right now. These winds were something else. 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts recorded in Salisbury, but take a look at these even more impressive wind numbers. 53-mile-per-hour wind gust was recorded in Dewey Beach, Lewis a 47-mile-per-hour wind gust, and a 40-mile-per-hour wind gust not only in Georgetown, but also in Salisbury. Currently, the winds are gently blowing out of the northwest, but by Friday, it'll be pushing out of the south at 20 to 30 miles per hour and will stay out of the south for Friday. But Friday, even though winds are out of the south, they're not going to be as active, which would actually bring in more warmth if we could use that, but that's okay. We'll be in the 60s, and at least it'll be a comforting wind and not a cutting one coming from the north. Friday morning, we start off in the low 40s when the sun comes up. We're going to dip into the 30s briefly just before sunrise, and then we'll be in the 60s for the afternoon. For Saturday, a bit on the cloudy side as we prepare for a better chance of rain to develop on Sunday. Now, we'll have a slight chance of rain on Saturday, but a better chance of rain on Sunday. So with that being the case, we take a look Saturday about 6 o'clock in the morning. We have one slice of rain that'll push through, but Sunday going into Monday, a little more better chance of rain pushing through. So we have that chance of rain on Sunday for us, Chincoteague, as well as Ocean City and Fenwick Island, and lastly for us in Lewis and Rehoboth Beach. Finally, here's a look at the extended forecast. Oh, and by the way, that cold on Monday and Tuesday, that ain't going nowhere.
All right, Paul, thank you. Happening right now, Milton's police accountability moves forward. According to the agenda, the group is set to discuss training for members after an introduction of police staff. That is happening right now at Grace Church.
Dallas Cowboys defensive end Marshawn Nealon died Thursday morning. Team officials issued a statement calling the 24-year-old, quote, a beloved teammate, unquote. A statement from the Frisco, Texas Police Department said Nealon was found with what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He played in 7 games this season, collecting 12 tackles and 1 sack.
It's another week in the NFL regular season, and this week on CoastTV, the Pittsburgh Steelers take on the Chargers. Coverage is at 7, and we have your news right after.
Coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network at 5:30, tune in for the high school football pregame show, Scoops and Scores. Then at 6, Maryland High School playoff football when Easton hosts Hammond. And at 11, catch the final score. CoastTV News at 5. We'll be right back.
The number of U.S. layoffs announced in October rocketed upward by more than 153,000. The report from employer outplacement service company Challenger, Gray & Christmas finds that's an increase of 175% from October of last year. It's also the biggest jump in that month in more than 20 years. The company notes what it says is disruptive technology, notably AI, that's changing the employment landscape.
Amazon has announced its Thanksgiving meal deal costs just $25 to feed 5 people. The online retailer deal includes an 8-pound frozen butterball turkey. The sides include pre-made mashed potatoes, gravy, green bean casserole, stuffing, crescent rolls, and cranberry relish. There's also your choice of pecan, pumpkin, or sweet potato pie. The meal will be available to order starting next Wednesday. Search for it on Amazon or the Amazon Fresh section of the website through Thanksgiving Day. The deal may even be eligible for same-day delivery in some areas.
Here's a live look outside now into Laurel. One more check on the forecast after this. Each Friday, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV. It's full of features, cool things to do each weekend, and more. You can sign up right now with that QR code or coasttv.com/signup.
Coming up new on Coast TV News at 6, a room full of people ready to help. How much money Habitat for Humanity aimed to raise today. That story and more coming up tonight on Coast TV News at 6.
In Dover right now, holding at 52 degrees, and we're going to drop by 10 degrees as early as 9 o'clock under mostly clear skies. Right now, as you take a look at live radar, we're still looking at some gusty winds, but we're looking for our small craft advisory, as well as this special statement talking about how dry it's going to stay. That should expire within the next 30 minutes or so. Our big deal is going to be the frost advisory that's going to stay active throughout the entire Delmarva Peninsula, making for a very frosty start to our Friday. Deborah, you are our winner of our umbrella giveaway, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, sponsored by the law offices of Brugstedt, Mendalis, and Federico. Your forecast is just a call away. And here we go. So we've been talking about it all week long, And we haven't stopped talking about it.
It's getting lower, I see.
Yeah, it's even getting worse because we're going to go below freezing on Monday night going into Tuesday, and Tuesday night going to Wednesday will be just 1 degree above freezing, although you probably won't be able to tell the difference outside.
But you know what, Paul? The reason we have to talk about it all the time, the reason we keep bringing it up is people do need to be prepared because you're going to step outside that door and you are going to be cold.
It's what I call a smack in the face moment. Pow!
Yep.
Oh, thank you, even though I don't look forward to that.
You're welcome.
But thank you. Thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.